Hi, welcome to our 30-minute Yin Vin flow. Today you are going to want a block with you, a bolster or just like a pillow from your bed will work totally fine, and some sort of blanket. This is half yin poses, half a vinyasa flow. That vinyasa flow today is going to be Sun Salutation A. So this practice is a really good almost like moving meditation. So if you'd like to have some music in the background, a playlist that's soothing to you, something that helps your mind relax, that would be perfect for this. Okay, we are going to start in a reclined butterfly position, reminding ourselves that when we're in our yin poses, take some time to set up, find what feels best for you. So first, I'm gonna bring a bolster under my knees. Allow my knees to fall open here. Hands can rest on your belly. If it'd feel good for a little padding under your head or under your hips, you can move the blanket there. Then give yourself time to arrive in the pose, allowing your body and your mind to settle into stillness. Reminder here that I'll be pretty quiet as we're in these poses, guiding us in and out. If your mind starts to wander, you can just gently nudge it back. It's all part of the practice. Don't be too hard on yourself, kind of like with balancing poses when we fall in and out. It's exactly the same with your mind. You can use a grounding breath count to help bring you back, just counting your inhale and exhale. Or maybe setting a mantra and intention for the class. Be something like, I am here, bringing you back to your mat. Or maybe feeling into something you'd like to embody today. I am strong. I am kind. Whatever serves you best. Reminding yourself it's okay to move slowly here. You can gently bring the soles of the feet to the mat. Removing a bolster if you were using that to support your knees. Maybe windshield wipering the knees side to side. Then gently making your way up to a seated position. Setting up for straddle. This is one where if you're seated traditionally on your mat, you might want to come to this side so your ankles are supported by the mat. I like to sit on my blanket, gives me a little extra height to my hips, but also just supports my sit bones. And then finding a straddle variation that works for you. So legs as wide or as narrow as feels good, finding that 70% edge. Then you might want to bring a bolster, a block, maybe both in front of you. Then allowing yourself to fold forward just as far as feels good. If this feels like too much in your knees, in your legs, I should say, you can bring the soles of your feet to the mat and have a bent knee straddle. So just finding the variation that works for you. Taking time to set up and then settling into stillness. Eyes can soften or close. Just giving yourself time in this pose. Start to bring awareness back to your breath. Taking your time to gently lift your upper body out of the pose. Removing your props for a moment. And pull your legs together in front of you. Maybe gently bouncing them out. And actually, you can stay right there. Or come back to the traditional orientation on your mat. We'll move into caterpillar pose. This is very similar to in Yang versions of class, the seated forward fold. But what we're gonna do is make it feel just a little better. So again, maybe coming to a seat on your blanket can help support your tush. And then a bolster under your knees, bringing a nice generous bend, and then allowing yourself to hang heavy here. Now again, if more of a bend would feel better for you, bring the soles of your feet to the mat, just allowing yourself to be as heavy as feels good in your body, not causing any strain on that low back. Playing around with a few different positions until you find what serves you best. Some bodies like to bring a block to the bolster, resting their forehead here, and just finding what serves you. Noticing the rise and fall of your breath. To walk hands closer into your body, lifting your heart out of the pose. You can remove any blocks, any props that were supporting you, and make your way towards your belly. Do a bit of a counter pose here. We just did a nice forward fold. We'll come into Sphinx pose. So elbows under your shoulders, heart lifted. You're still active in the upper body, lower body release. Now, if this is too much, you can stack your hands, rest your forehead here, nice gentle back bend. If you'd like a little bit more of a back bend than that, but not quite as much as a Sphinx, you're welcome to play around with using the block to support your forehead at whatever height would feel best for you. Just taking your time here. Once you've set up, settled into your posture, eyes can soften or close. Noticing the rhythm of your breath as you continue to pull your heart through. Reminder here, we won't hold this pose quite as long as the other ones that we've done in practice so far. But if at any point your back's telling you to come out of it, just honor that by coming to stacked hands under your forehead. If this still feels good, gifting yourself a few more slow, deep breaths in this posture. Next, exhale, wherever you are. Come to stacked hands under your forehead. Bend the knees, heels towards your glutes. And just a few windshield wipers here before pressing yourself up to a seated position. This next pose we're going to hold for a shorter amount of time. This will be just under a minute. This is an ankle stretch. But I want you to be very mindful as you come in and out of it, particularly if your knees are telling you not to do it. So what I'm gonna ask you to do here, and find what works best for you. Toes are untucked. I have the blanket under my knees because it offers me a little more support, a little more cushion. And then for ankle stretch, we walk our arms back or our hands back as far as feels good. You might even be able to come to resting on your forearms. Ooh, that's close for me. Ooh. So finding whatever version serves you. If this just doesn't feel good at all in your knees, you're welcome to come to standing on the knees, maybe bringing in a gentle bend for a little open, or I should say lean back, for a little opening in your hips, or return to a child's pose. Whatever works best for you. Will be here for just about a minute. Finding your version. A nice reversal of the strain that we typically put on our ankles. Inviting 3 more long, slow inhales and exhales. And when that's complete for you, making your way back up and then moving into a child's pose. Now finding the child's pose that feels best for you. It may feel good to have the blanket under your ankles, maybe under your knees. If it's not available or it doesn't feel good to sink your hips all the way to your heels, you can bring the blanket behind your knees for a little extra padding. So just finding your pose for settling in. Using your entire next round of breath, gently press yourself up to a tabletop position. You can use this opportunity to remove any props you may have been using. Then from tabletop, Walk your hands forward about a handprint. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Give yourself a few moments here. Pedaling out your down dog. Maybe reaching your heels towards the mat, then up to your tippy toes. Inviting a little movement before we get into our sun salutation or Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, look forward, bend your knees. Exhale, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, reach to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale your hands forward and up. Exhale, fold all the way through. Plant your hands, step back to plank. Inhale in plank. Exhale, lower to the mat or chaturanga. Inhale for locust or up dog. Exhale back to downward facing dog. 5 rounds of breath here. Next, inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, reach to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, hands forward and up. Exhale, fold all the way through. Plant your hands, step back to your plank. Inhale in plank. Exhale, chaturanga or the mat. Inhale, locust or up dog. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. 5 rounds of breath. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift, nice flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, reach to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, hands forward and up. Exhale, fold all the way through. Plant your hands, step back to your plank. Inhale in plank. Exhale, lower to the mat or chaturanga. Inhale for locust or up dog. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. 5 rounds of breath. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift, press your sit bones back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, reach tall. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, hands forward and up. Exhale, fold all the way through. Plant your hands, step back to plank on the toes or plank on the knees. Inhale here. Exhale, chaturanga or the mat. Inhale, locust or up dog. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. 5 rounds of breath. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift, press your sit bones back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, reach to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, hands forward and up. Exhale, fold all the way through. Plant your hands, step back to your version of plank. Inhale in plank. Exhale, chaturanga or the mat. Inhale, locust or up dog. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. 5 rounds of breath. Inhale, look forward, bend your knees. Exhale, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, reach to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale your hands forward and up. Exhale, fold all the way through. Plant your hands, step back to plank on the toes or plank on the knees. Inhale here. Exhale, chaturanga or the mat. Inhale, up dog or locust. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. 5 rounds of breath. Inhale, look forward, bend your knees. Exhale, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, reach to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale your hands forward and up. Exhale, fold all the way through. Plant your hands, step back to plank on the toes or plank on the knees. Inhale here. Exhale for the mat or chaturanga. Inhale for up dog or locust. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. 5 rounds of breath. Inhale, look forward, bend your knees. Exhale, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, reach tall. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, hands forward and up. Exhale, fold all the way through. Plant your hands, step back to plank on the toes or plank on the knees. Inhale here. Exhale to the mat or chaturanga. Inhale, locust or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 rounds of breath. Inhale, lift to your toes, widen your knees, sinking into a child's pose. Walk your fingertips forward just a little bit. Breathing here. Take a deep inhale, fill your entire lungs. Slow exhale as if you're releasing all of the air in there. I like to think of it as getting rid of any of that stagnant air. When that's complete, one more deep inhale to lift yourself back to a comfortable seat. Eyes can soften or close in your easy seat. Taking just a moment here to feel gratitude. Showed up for yourself on the mat today. Honored your body with some restful postures. Honored your body with movement. We'll close with a collective round of breath. Inhale, reach your fingertips to the sky. Exhale, pull your hands to heart center. Thank you so much for being part of this rad community. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day.